All right, everybody, welcome back to another brief little episode of Mondays Down South. Obviously, you'll have our full NFL season preview, but without a week of football to talk about, we have to bring you our weekly Pickems and betting tips separately. So a quick video here to just run through our game picks, always the most fun time of the week. I've been looking at spreads since like mid-August when they came out, so I'm excited for it. Quick recap on last year. Cy is our champion from last year. We did kind of tail off at the end and through the playoffs, so maybe this year we'll finally get through a full season. But Cy finished about 6 games ahead of Zach, who's in second, and myself in third. Although I'm coming for you guys this year. Watch out. I'm winning this year. Calling it right here. And right now,
Evan's been in last every year. Have you noticed that, Cy? Like, you and I are so focused on competing with each other. Like, Evan just flies under the radar, last place.
I feel like Zach is saying this because he doesn't want to acknowledge that I've beaten him more than he's beaten me. I think it's a little smart little deke on Zach's part to point it in Evan's direction. All right, I see what you're doing.
I got to get my wins where I can.
I look forward to running back again, gentlemen.
But this is my year. I'm telling you. But just quick note, we are on all the social media platforms now, so we're going to try and share the weekly picks on like Instagram and X specifically, and do a better job about letting you guys know what our 3-game parlay is every week. So keep an eye out for that. But that's all I got. Zach, do you want to take us through the first week of picks?
Yep, sounds good. All right, starting Thursday Night Football, September 4th. Wish Kevin Smick was on the podcast, but we'll give him a shout out here with Smick's Lumber with in tribute with Philadelphia Eagles playing at home in Philly. So shout out Kevin Smick. So we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles, and maybe we just do this as a quick plug. As of the last 30 minutes, Micah Parsons has just gotten traded on a monstrous deal to the Green Bay Packers, which honestly really shakes up everything in the NFC North. Do we want to just quickly talk about that before we dive into the games? Ev, I'll kick it over your way. You broke the news to us.
Yeah, huge trade. Unfortunately, we did our season preview before this, so I don't know if it shakes anything up for you guys. Just a huge deal here. Great move for the Packers. I feel like they needed like a really big time edge rusher like this. For me, I feel pretty confident in putting the Cowboys in last place in the NFC East now. I was between them and the Giants for that spot. I just think without Parsons, their defense is going to be so mediocre. So I'm putting them in last. For Green Bay, I still have them behind Minnesota and Detroit, but I think this makes it really close. And honestly, this makes it a 3-team race for me. And all of those teams are not just in contention for that division, but, key threats in the playoffs. So I'm going to keep them at third, even after this trade. But I think it makes it really, really tight with all 3 of those squads. And Chicago, I think, is a very distant 4th.
Yeah, I think this is more about the Packers and the Cowboys for me because I didn't really think the Cowboys were going to be doing much this season anyway. Like maybe a fun offense, but outside of Micah, I didn't expect a ton out of the defense compared to a few years ago. What I don't understand is I can't understand what the Cowboys front office is doing. I don't know what their goals are. I don't know why you pay some guys and then let Micah go. I mean, they got a big return, so assuming they can turn that into a quick rebuild, it's probably worth it, but it's not like they're running around with like the youngest squad ever or anything like that. So a little bit curious about their approach. I will say, though, Evan kind of hit the nail on the head for me. This makes the Packers way more of a threat for me in the NFC to the point where, like, especially with some of the best teams in the NFC being in their own division, if they can sneak into the playoffs as a wild card team, I actually think they probably make it for me now in the wild card. I'll probably put them over somebody this year. I have to go through my rankings again. But if they get into the wild card, they can beat anyone. I mean, it just takes Love doing what he did 2 years ago and a big disruption from Micah Parsons, and all of a sudden they're really good, and Golden now being there, and of course Jacobs, like they got something going there. So I think it's big for the Packers.
Yeah. All right, sweet. So jumping back into the game, Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. This game's in Lincoln Financial. Eagles have a -7.5 spread. Ev, I'll kick it your way, and I'll play cleanup here.
Yeah, I think the Eagles will control the game on the ground. I think this spread's fair, but I'll take the Eagles to win and cover at home. Super Bowl celebration, all that.
You said -7.5, Zach. I think it's gonna. I'm sure that line will change. I'm taking the Eagles for sure to cover that with the current line.
I'm struggling here. I feel like Dak Prescott and that offense will actually have a lot of offensive firepower. I do think that NFC East games are just naturally played close, even to start the season. So give me the Eagles win, but no cover here. No cover. So we'll move on here to our Friday, September 5th game. This game is actually in Sao Paulo, Brazil. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Right now, Kansas City covers a 3.5-point spread at neutral territory. So I'll kick this over to you. Ev, you play cleanup.
Chiefs win and cover.
Chiefs win and cover for me as well.
Yeah, neutral site. I think the Chiefs want to show some more firepower this year, so I think they'll come out of the gates and try and prove that. So Chiefs win and cover.
Okay. All right, on to our Sunday slot. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Atlanta Falcons in an NFC South matchup. These would probably be the two teams that are striving to get first place. It's actually a pretty monumental game right off the jump. Tampa Bay has a 2.5 spread despite this game being played in Atlanta. I'm going to actually go ahead and take Tampa Bay to win and cover. So last year, Tampa Bay lost both of their games against the Falcons, but both of them were incredibly close. One of them was in overtime, and quite frankly, they kind of led during the most part of the game, and they just kind of got unlucky. I just think Baker just goes off right off the jump, and this is a barn burner for Tampa Bay. But Ev, I'll kick it over to you.
I actually really like the Falcons plus the 2.5. I'm actually going to take the Falcons on the money line. At home, like you said, they won both games last year. Tristan Wirfs, I think, might be out. Chris Godwin's obviously out for the first 4 games of the season. I think this is a good spot to take Atlanta plus those 2 points. I'll take them on the money line.
Dang, Av, I wanted that by myself. I got Atlanta winning straight up money line. That was my pick coming into it.
Wow. I respect that. Okay, next game here, another divisional matchup. The Cincinnati Bengals playing at the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco will be starting at the helm in the dog pound at Huntington Bank Field up in Cleveland. Right now, Cincinnati has a -5.5 spread. Ev, you're going to be batting leadoff here. What do you got?
Yeah, I think this was originally 6.5, like back in mid-August when I was looking at these, but which was a little more palatable. I'm still going to take the Browns plus the 5.5. I think they're going to be able to move the ball with Flacco against this horrible defense, but I will take the Bengals to win, just no cover.
Yeah, I'm same boat. I mean, this is one of those where it's like, I think Cincinnati will put up a ton of points, but won't be able to stop them from staying, within the realm of competing. So I'll take Browns cover, but Bengals win.
Yeah, see, I have Cincinnati winning and covering. I think that they're going to win by north of a touchdown. And Joe Flacco's good, but I just think that, I see the differentiator being like that third quarter where Cincinnati starts to pull forward. So give me Cincy win and cover. We got the Miami Dolphins playing at the Indianapolis Colts. So respectively, we'll let Cy go last here. And Indianapolis has a 1.5 spread. I'll start it off. I think that, oh, gosh. Give me Indianapolis to win and cover, -1.5 in Lucas Oil. Ev, I'll kick it your way.
Yeah, I think at home, I think the Colts are a way more well-rounded team. We'll see what we get from Daniel Jones, but I think this is a good spot for the Colts to win and cover.
One thing to pay attention to in this matchup is coming into the season, even though we have upgraded our secondary, we got elite talent in Ward and Bynum. The issue is the guys that we thought were going to be our 2, 3, 4s are all pretty banged up. So that's what I think is going to determine this matchup. If they can get healthy, then I definitely think we'll win and cover. But I'm a little bit curious to see if that's going to happen. Either way, I'll take the Colts to win and cover, and hopefully Daniel Jones can move the ball for us a bit. But I think it'll be a big game for Jonathan Taylor.
I love it. So next game here, we got the Las Vegas Raiders versus the New England Patriots. I'm telling you, the more I look at these matchups, the more I'm like, that is a matchup I like. That's a game I'm going to really try to watch. Like Mike Vrabel in his first game, Geno Smith, Gentry, Pete Carroll's first game. Like these teams are very evenly matched. In fact, New England at home only carries a 2.5 spread, 2.5. So, Evan, I'll kick this over your way. Who do you got in this matchup?
I'm not buying this spread even at home in New England. I get it's across the country, but for me, these teams had the same record last year, and the Raiders' improvements are way bigger, getting Geno Smith in there. Brock Bowers year 2. I like what Vrabel can bring culturally to the Patriots, but I think their roster still has a ton of problems. So give me the Raiders to win this outright.
You want to go ahead, Zach?
Sorry, no, I'm waiting on your pick, honestly. I'm
okay,
torn.
I will. I think that in this context, this is a close one for me. I think I'm going to take – damn this stuff. You know what? I'm going to go Raiders only because it's the first game of the season, and I trust the veteran presence of Geno more with the surrounding players, especially if Jacoby Myers actually suits up and plays. But I think if you gave me the same matchup later in the season, I would have picked the Patriots because then Drake and Vrabel would have gotten some juice going. So I'll pick the Raiders, and I don't know if Diggs is going to be fully healthy or not. So I'll pick the Raiders. Yeah.
I love that analysis. I'm going to agree exactly with what Sai said. I'll pick the Raiders money line, and I think at a different point in the season when Drake Mays ramped up, maybe has a little bit more confidence, is seeing defense a little bit differently. I think it may be a different story. But Raiders for me, we got the Arizona Cardinals playing at the New Orleans Saints. Spencer Rattler has got the starting job, yet Arizona carries a 6.5 spread on the road in the Dome. I'll kick this one off. I've got Arizona winning and covering this. I think that the Saints, despite the fact that they're playing in Mercedes-Benz, they're just not going to be able to generate enough offense. And I think Kyler Murray, who typically starts the year playing relatively well and then his midseason slumps occur, I think Kyler's going to have a really good game. And I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to have a really big game too. Give me Arizona minus 6.5.
Yeah, same. The Saints are terrible, obviously.
I actually have the Saints covering, and it's not even just my Spencer Rattler bias. I think it's because I don't think Arizona's that good. Like, I'm not trying to be a hater, but like I do think Marvin Harrison will take a step up. I think Trey McBride's a stud, but I don't think like Kyler, in terms of what they're going to do with that offense, is going to be, putting up like 30 points or anything. I just don't see that week 1, maybe later in the season. And I think the Saints will do enough to just hang around. And I think Chris Olave will actually have a sneaky good year if he can stay healthy. That's one thing that I'm looking out for with the Saints.
Them garbage time yards, he'll rack them up.
Yeah. All right, so a Northeastern game, Pittsburgh Steelers versus the New York Jets. Two very similar style teams, amazing defenses. Their offense have question marks despite all of this, and despite it being played in New York, Pittsburgh does carry a minus 2.5 spread. Sai, I'll kick this one over to you. What do you got?
I love the Jets defense, but I think it's going to take them a while to figure out their offensive game. I'm not saying Pittsburgh offense is going to be incredible, but I just trust the veteran more. So I'm going to take Steelers to win and cover that one.
Same with me.
I am growing. The Jets are really growing on me this year with how they're just going to pound the rock. They're going to have a good offensive line. They're going to feed Garrett Wilson with targets. I like Justin Fields. Their defense is going to be good. This is a 50-50 toss-up since it's in New York for me. I will take the Steelers to win, but I'm going to hedge by saying the Jets cover, even though it's 2.5.
Okay. I can respect that. We've got an NFC East divisional matchup right off the jump. New York Giants, who I picked as being the NFC East champions, versus the Washington Commanders. The Commanders have a 6.5 spread. And we'll let Evan go last. I'll let you kick this one off again, too. I'm curious to hear your perspective.
Okay, I'll take Commanders win. I want to say cover, but my main thing is being that it's early in the season and Terry, had a little bit of a hesitation with the contract and them getting a new running back room and everything like that. I expect him to have a good game, but that Giants defensive line, I think, will have enough of an impact to keep it somewhat close. So I'll say Commanders win, but no cover for at least the first game of the season.
Yeah, I've got Giants money line on this one. Don't really think Washington is that much of a home field advantage. FedEx Field ranked the worst stadium in the entire NFL. I think the Giants come in there with the veteran presence of Russell Wilson. They shock some people, and I'm not worried about that Washington defense, let's be honest. So give me New York money line to start week 1.
Yeah, I'm nervous about this one. I got to tell you, the Giants actually played the Commanders really tough in both games last year. Like Sai said, the defensive line and Terry missing the preseason, not playing a lot of starters in the preseason, I think is going to make for a really sluggish start for the Commanders on offense. I think this is a really low-scoring game, and the Commanders do what they did last year, and they find a way to win one-possession games, and they pull it out in a really close, ugly, low-scoring win. But yeah, those 6.5 points, man. If I wasn't a Commanders fan, I would probably be taking those 6.5 points without a doubt. So Commanders win, but do not cover.
I do want to say I think Malik Neighbors will probably have like 250 yards in that game. Anyway, continues.
Like he did last year.
All right, so final 1 p.m. game, we got the Carolina Panthers at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This personally is my favorite spread, so I'll just go ahead and kick it off. Jacksonville's minus 2.5 at home against Carolina. I get that Carolina's rebuilt, but they just shipped off Adam Thielen. Their defense is a mess. Their defense could actually be one of the worst defenses in the league. I feel like this is going to be a big opening statement for Trevor Lawrence. Give me the Jaguars to win and cover at home on a sunny, nice day down in Jacksonville.
Yeah, speaking of no home field advantage, though, the Jaguars tend to play terrible at home. So I don't trust the Jag as far as I can throw them, although I am kind of going back to them winning this division after we recorded our season predictions. So I'll say they win and cover at home, but not confidently.
What I don't get is we're talking about like Carolina, potentially improving slightly, but maybe not being as good as some people are making them out to be. But I just don't get the Jacksonville Jaguars. I get Liam Cohen's good, but like outside of Travis Hunter, who I absolutely love, like what can I point to say that the Jaguars are going to be like astronomically better than they were last year? Unless you think Trevor Lawrence all of a sudden will turn into an elite quarterback like years into his NFL career. I don't have a lot of trust in the Jags. They have to show me something. And their defense isn't anything special either, unless Hunter literally plays every snap at corner and still plays wide receiver. And they need Josh Allen to basically carry their defense. I do not trust the Jags. I'm actually going to take Carolina to win this game straight up in Jacksonville. I think they're going to try to make a statement with Bryce Young early in the season.
Wow. I love it. Okay, so moving on to our first 4:05 p.m. game, we've got the Tennessee Titans at the Denver Broncos. And because Evan has claimed that he loves the Broncos this year, we'll let him kick this off. I'll play cleanup here.
Yeah, number one spread of the week. I think the Broncos win this by 2 touchdowns. Cam Ward in his rookie debut. I love Cam Ward, but he's going on the road in arguably the toughest environment in the NFL against arguably the best defense in the NFL. Best spread of the week. Broncos winning cover.
Is that what you got?
What's the number?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I mentioned it. It's Denver 7.5.
Yeah, I'll take Denver happily. Yep.
Yeah, same with me. I think Cam Ward's going to really struggle against his defense. This is a bad situation for a rookie quarterback. That I love that hammer this -7.5.
Put it in the parlay right now. I'm saying it.
Yeah, man.
That's a definite.
That's my favorite one so far. Yeah.
All right, so we got the 49ers playing at the Seattle Seahawks in Lumen Field. Tough place to play up in Seattle. San Francisco -2.5 spread. Cy, we'll let you kick this one off.
You said San Francisco, Seattle 2.5?
Yeah, San Francisco carries the -2.5, but they're playing in Seattle.
I'll take SF because I think with Robert Saleh, that defense will be, even though they lost some guys, I think they'll be very good this year. And I think that Sam Darnold's first game in Seattle will be it'll be a bit tough to go on the road against a team like San Francisco. So I'm going to take San Francisco.
Same with me.
It's in Seattle. Sorry.
Oh, it's in Seattle.
Yeah.
Oh, they're 2.5 in Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I'll still take them slightly to cover. I thought it was in SF, which is why I was like very adamant about it. But I'll take San Francisco, but to cover marginally, not by as much as I initially anticipated.
Yeah, I really debated picking Seattle outright because I think they're going to be a better team than people realize with their kind of pound the rock, 2 tight ends, even a full back, play action pass with Darnold. But I also partially think the 49ers might just kill them. So I'm going to say, similar to the Jets pick, I'll say Niners win but don't cover as kind of a hedge.
Nice. Well, hey, this continues because buckle your seatbelts. The remaining 4 games we have, the spreads are under 3. That's how evenly matched some of these teams are. So jumping to the next 4:25, we got the Lions playing at the Packers in Lambeau. Micah Parsons is going to be suiting up in the green and yellow. It's going to be really interesting to see him take his first debut also against Penei Sewell. Very interesting matchup that I see here based on, I guess, the positioning of where Micah plays on that D-line. But Green Bay holds a -2.5 spread against the Lions. Evan, I'll let you kick this one off. Who do you think wins this one?
Lions money line.
I am shocked that Green Bay got a -2.5 spread to open the season against the Lions, especially if Hutchinson's healthy. Like, I'm don't get me wrong. I wanted to pick or think about picking Green Bay if it was like a money line situation, but even then, I got to take Lions, man. Like that's to start maybe later in the year, but to start the season, wow, Vegas must know something. But
also the Jordan,
Go
for a second.
Sorry, I was just going to say I heard Jaden Reed has a pretty bad foot issue, like one of those fractures that apparently like the Jones fracture that where he's going to try to play through the pain, like, and then they got to rely on a rookie and Marcus Golden week 1. I feel like they're just going to try to take Josh Jacobs away and dare Jordan Love to try to beat their defense with just one, I think, really good receiver, but young. So I definitely got the Lions at least to start the year.
Yeah, that's good analysis. I'm thinking the same thing. I also am like still weirded out by the Jordan Love's like hand surgery he had in his throwing hand this week 1. I know like people are saying, hey, like, you know, like he'll be okay, he'll be fine. But I don't know, there's just something about like, what is he going to be okay? Like 100% for week 1. It is his throwing hand. It did require actual surgery. So I don't know. I'm Detroit money line as well. And I think we can stamp that in as a parlay as well, or as a part of our parlay. Next 4:25 game, we've got the Houston Texans playing at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams have a 2.5 spread. Now, keep in mind, both teams play in the Dome. Statement opening game for both Matt Stafford and CJ Stroud, trying to right the ship for both their teams. Evan, I'll kick this one over to you. Who you got?
Yeah, as long as Matt Stafford's playing, I'm always going to be nervous that every game is going to be his last with that back. But as long as he's keeps playing, I'll pick him in these types of spreads. I did learn the other day that Emmanuel Forbes is a starting corner for the Rams, so that makes me very confident in picking them to miss the playoffs this year. But in this spot at home, opening night, give me the Rams to cover.
So it's 2.5 Rams, right?
Yes.
I'm going Rams. Keep it simple.
Yeah, I'm going to go Rams as well with Stafford playing with those 2 elite wide receivers. Devontae on Derek Stingley Jr. is going to be fun. Puka Nacua as well. But yeah, give me the Rams to win and cover minus 2.5 at home. Okay, so we got the 8:20 Sunday night football game, Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills. When you guys see the segment, the full divisional conference championship Super Bowl segment, we just that will be out on Monday. You'll see that I picked both of these teams to go to the AFC Championship. So what a treat this first game is. Buffalo carries a 1.5 spread at home. I will start with this one. I think that the Ravens typically start slow, and I think that the Buffalo Bills are going to make a statement, and Josh Allen's going to remind everyone why he was the MVP. So give me the Bills to win, especially with a newly charged James Cook getting that big 4-year, $48 million contract. Buffalo Bills win and cover minus 1.5. I'll kick it size away.
I'm going to take the Ravens. I actually typically would lean Josh Allen just because I think that, early in the year or late in the year, he's always just going to be exceptional. But the reason I want to take the Ravens is that playoff loss they had is going to, this is going to be their most sought after game of the season, literally week 1. And maybe they'll put some extra pressure on themselves, which could be a good or bad thing. But they're going to want to win this so badly and make a statement after the way they lost that one. And I think they will, because their defense is great. And Derrick Henry will be healthy coming into week 1. And Zay Flowers, I mean, they got a good squad. I'm going to take the Ravens.
Yep. I echo size sentiments. I don't love picking against Josh Allen, but I'll give him a Ravens revenge win.
Nice. Okay. This takes us to our final game, gents. Monday Night Football, Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. The introduction to Ben Johnson's offensive scheme. I'm not sure if you guys saw, but Chicago's doing their own little mini Hard Knock series on YouTube, and he just yelled a couple practices, I'm going rogue. He's trying to get his quarterback Caleb Williams in the mindset of, hey, if I don't like the script, we're aborting ship. We're going to start doing these things. So lots of buzz in Chicago. Minnesota holds a minus 1.5 spread. JJ McCarthy going down the Soldier Field. Sai, we'll let you start this one off. And then Evan will play cleanup because he loves JJ so much.
I actually was hoping to go last in this so I could shock you guys a little bit, but I'm taking the Chicago Bears to start off the season with a win in Soldier Field. I think there's so much camp buzz about, I don't know if Caleb Williams can be in a Ben Johnson system and this and that. And I really think that they're probably hiding a lot of stuff. And I think that this offense will be better than people think they are, and I think they're only going to get better. Normally, I'd say I'll take Minnesota because later in the season, I would expect Minnesota, I would expect Chicago to be a little bit better. But I think it's also JJ's first game, and in that context, maybe Caleb has a little bit of an edge there. So I'm going to take Caleb Williams to win his game against Minnesota at home this to start the season.
I love that. That is quite the surprise, but I will echo that sentiment and give me Chicago money line for this game.
Love it. I thought it was going to be on my Lonely Island. Love it, Zach.
I mean, this is a tough spot for JJ McCarthy's debut at Chicago. Chicago's going to be amped up with their new coach, and the fans will be riled up. But I'm going to say he impresses and plays well. I think the Chicago offense, they might get good by the end of the year, but I think it's going to be a really slow start trying to learn the new system and all that. I think Caleb is going to really struggle with this defense. So I don't think it's going to be pretty on either side, but I will take Minnesota to win and cover on the road.
That's going to be an interesting duel between Brian Flores and Ben Johnson, because Ben Johnson knows Brian Flores' scheme. And Detroit beat Minnesota twice last year, if I remember correctly, and they dropped 30-plus points on them both games. So Ben Johnson knows how to beat that, blitz-heavy, bringing 5-6 guys, every snap, heavy man coverage type of scheme.
And also, I think people are, like I keep talking about Bynum coming to the Colts, I think people are sleeping on the fact that Minnesota lost a few of their massive playmakers from last year in guys like him. And so I still think Brian Flores is such a great defensive mind he can make up for it, but I don't know if they'll be as elite as they were last year, at least personnel-wise. And that could be a bit of a adjustment period for them week 1, too. So that's part of it.
Addison out, of course, as well. Thielen getting adjusted. Although Thielen and JJ already have a good connection. So, I mean, Jetta still has the hamstring. So, yeah, it's definitely a tough game. Interesting. Zach, I got to expose you, man. Your lack of baseball knowledge is really being exposed by this podcast. By you keep referring to the person that's third in the order as cleanup. That would be in the hole, my friend. But
oh yeah,
I was just gonna let him have it.
Quick call on. We never let him have it on this podcast. As we mentioned at the top, we accountability, but. I love the thanks, boys.
You know why I never knew that? It was because back in the day when I did play baseball, I wasn't even close in the top 4 in the lineup. I was batting like
you were not batting cleanup. You weren't in the hole. You were batting cleanup. You were leading off.
Hey, thanks for bringing that up, Ev. Can we just give Smicky another quick shout out because y'all just can't beat us in Citi Field? Shout out Mets, baby. Ooh. I don't know what's the Philly. We got your number, Phillies. Don't be scared of us, please.
Wow, that's a whole nother story, but it might require a whole different podcast, so I'll let you have it.
I'll see you for the next one. You got to bring Smicky on so we can talk a little trash to each other. I love it.
All right. Anything else? Those are the picks for the week. I guess let us know in the comments if you like the picks as a separate standalone video, if you like it with the main podcast. But we'll see what we do moving forward.
Outside of that, I know that Cy has 3 fantasy football drafts tonight, so we're going to let everybody go. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you a little bit later this week. And that was Mondays Down South. Take care.